What's up, everybody? So, I've decided that I'm going to video some guitar tracking. Actual tracking will happen tomorrow at her studio, but I thought, you know what? I'll throw in the geeky parts ahead of time for what I'm going to use for gear. All right, so we'll start with guitar. This will be the guitar that I'm using. It is my old faithful 1986 Kramer Beretta. It's been beat up, played mucho times. Um, this guitar has been almost everything that I've ever recorded has been on this guitar. It's worn in, it's beat up. It's a wonderful guitar. Plays great. Back in the day, I think a lot of people said that this guitar sucked. Um, they didn't like it, but it's been my thing. It was my very first real guitar. Bought it brand new, ordered it, waited 6 months for it to arrive, and yeah, had it ever since. So yeah, the geeky stuff. It originally came with JB pickups, I believe, but these have been swapped out. I had AMGs for the longest time, but now I am using Arcane Inc. pickups on all my guitars, basically, my main guitars. This is what they call the Brown Bucker, 1978, voiced very much like to sound much like Ed's PAF that he had in his Frankenstrat, right? Floyd Rose tremolo, love him. A lot of people hate him. I love him. Fully floating, top mount, not recessed. Uh, FU tone parts, titanium pieces, titanium in the there, an FU tone brass block underneath the pickups, which actually mounts it directly to the body. So it's not floating in this pickup ring, it's actually in the body, right? So, yeah, that's what I'm using. THG does my knobs for me, custom Batman knobs, right? Yeah, so this thing's all stickered up. There are forums out there. The purist Kramer guys are like, how the hell do you sticker that up and all that blah blah blah. Anyway, yeah, I did. Headstock's been broken multiple times and repaired. I did it the first time by spinning the guitar around my neck and I planted it square in the ground. Great thing. Great thing. Guitar pick. People don't realize how important picks are. The song that I'm playing is a little more precise picking, a lot of single note stuff. So I'm actually using a gravity pick, company Gravity Picks. They're expensive, super stiff. The material's super stiff, super. It's bright, has a bright sound to it. Great for articulation on rhythm guitar stuff. So very awesome picks. Got a hole in it for grip. I use all kinds of picks. I'm not devoted to one. Whatever the job calls for. So yeah. So that's this. I will cut over to what I'm going to use for amps, and that'll all be part of this video. So anyway, thanks, and we'll get on to the amps in a bit. All right. So amps or amp. Um, for this one, I am going to be using my tube amp. I'm going to take it down to our studio where we record drums, and I will be using this to lay down the basic tracks, rhythm guitar tracks, and then we'll go from there from layers. But this is going to be the main rhythm guitar setup. So, Ignator Tourmaster amp, 4 channels, too clean, too dirty. So they basically get dirtier as you go, right? So they will break up. The clean channels will break up, and then the overdrive too is very distorted. I mean, not in a bad way. It's a tube amp. It's awesome. I mean, I love my plugins. I love my direct setup, but They're something just about a tube amp. Cabinet is a 212 cabinet loaded with 65 watt Celestions. So yeah, I'm gonna take this down to our studio where we record drums all the time. I've never actually recorded guitar there, so it's gonna be interesting. We'll go from there, see how it sounds. I mean, this amp sounds amazing. Actually, I got my son going on the low side channel, the low input, and playing his bass through it, and it just sounds awesome. So I thought I might show you how the session's going to lay out for tomorrow. I did regions in order to make it easier to record the guitar parts. The way the parts layer, they're going to overlap, and trying to do it single take just really isn't possible for this particular piece. I've done this before. I have a tendency to write like that. A lot of times it's because I'm writing by myself and not with someone else, so I really don't think about anybody else. I just think about how it flows for me, and then deal with the repercussions later, right? So it looks something like this. I've broke it out into regions at the top, and this is just to help me keep track of everything. So I have it verse, bridge, chorus, outro. And the outro part is not really actually an outro. It's just the second bridge, the second bridge of the section, taking it back into what would be a verse, right? And then it just repeats throughout. So the drums are broken out that way, and then I will record the guitars in the same. So I will do all the verses, right? All the verse parts through the entire piece. And I'll probably do 2 takes as long as there's no major flubs. And then I'll move on to the bridges. Do all the bridges, all the choruses, all the outros from there. Try to do it 2 takes each, no more, and work out the transition parts, whether it be a pick slide or a dive bomb or some kind of thing like that, in order to transition. And then I will crossfade that all together, get the guitars solidified. Then I'll go through and pull out the program drums so that my son can then sit down, listen to the arrangement, work out his transition. I can play you a little bit of the how it is right now, the rough takes. So we will do that right now, and just a little bit. We'll do the first basic kind of verse part, I guess. So here we go. So that is just kind of the rough of what it's going to be. So anyway, it should be interesting, should be fun. New material is always great, and see where it goes. So anyway, thanks. Cheers. Peace. See ya.